You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Success is the product of daily habits, not once, in a lifetime transformations. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. If you want better results, then forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead. The most effective way to change your habits is to focus not on what you want to achieve, but on who you wish to become. The 4 laws of behavior change are a simple set of rules we can use to build better habits. They are 1. Make it obvious. 2. Make it attractive. 3. Make it easy. And 4. Make it easy. And 4. Make it satisfying. Environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is a lagging measure of your cleaning habits. You get what you repeat. Habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to become automatic. An atomic habit is a little habit that is part of a larger system, just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules. Atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable results. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. True long-term thinking is goal-less thinking. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. Habits are like the entrance ramp to a highway. They lead you down a path, and before you know it, you're speeding toward the next behavior. The first mistake is never the one that ruins you. It's the spiral of repeated mistakes that follows. Professionals stick to the schedule. Amateurs let life get in the way. The secret to getting results that last is to never stop making improvements. It's remarkable what you can build if you just don't stop. You do not need to be the victim of your environment. You can also be the architect of it. It doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are right now. What matters is whether your habits are putting you on the path towards success. When you can't win by being better, you can win by being different. Changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you're willing to stick with them for years. We don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. Your identity emerges out of your habits. You are what you repeatedly do. Every habit is driven by the same 4-step pattern: cue, craving, response, reward. The cues that can trigger a habit come in a wide range of forms, and the 2 most common cues are time and location. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. It's easier to build new habits in a new environment because you are not fighting against old cues. The Goldilocks rule states that humans experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are right on the edge of their current abilities. The greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. One of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Over the long run, the quality of our lives often depends on the quality of our habits, with the same habits that led to success in one situation leading to failure in another. The problem is not slipping up. The problem is thinking that if you can't do something perfectly, then you shouldn't do it at all. Self-control is a short-term strategy, not a long-term one. When the moment of decision arrives, instant gratification usually wins. Instead of trying to engineer a perfect habit from the start, do the easy thing on a more consistent basis. Make your habits so easy you can't say no. Many people think they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity. The first step to changing bad habits is to be on the lookout for them. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment, but over the span of moments that make up a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. It's not about the outcome, it's about the identity you want to build. When scientists analyze people who appear to have tremendous self-control, it turns out those individuals aren't all that different from those who are struggling. Instead, disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control. Whenever you want to change your behavior, you can simply ask yourself, how can I make it obvious? How can I make it attractive? How can I make it attractive? How can I make it easy? How can I make it satisfying? You want to associate a little victory with the completion of your habit. It's remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid, instead of trying to be very intelligent. We imitate the habits of three groups in particular: the close, the many, the powerful. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. Every habit is an obstacle that makes good behaviors difficult and bad behaviors easy. Motivation is overvalued. Environment often matters more. The tighter we cling to an identity, the harder it becomes to grow beyond it. It is only when you refuse to give in to your negative emotions that you begin to build positive habits. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every hour. Good habits are not a finish line to be crossed. They are a lifestyle to be lived. If you want to predict where you'll end up in life, all you have to do is follow the curve of tiny gains or tiny losses and see how your daily choices will compound 10 or 20 years down the line. The most practical way to change who you are is to change what you do. When you can't see progress, you become demotivated. Habit formation is the process by which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. The problem with the goals, first mentality, is that you're continually putting happiness off until the next milestone. It doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are right now. What matters is whether your habits are putting you on the path towards success. The process of change is made up of addition and subtraction. Getting rid of old habits makes way for new ones. The less friction you face, the easier it is for your stronger self to emerge. The cost of your good habits is in the present. The cost of your bad habits is in the future. You need to be mindful of the cue, triggered desire that leads to your habit. Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Success is a process, not an event. Goals are useful for planning your progress, and systems are useful for actually making progress. Being able to quit things that don't work is integral to being a winner. Small habits don't add up, they compound. True behavior change is identity change. The mark of a great leader is the ability to understand the context and select the right mental model for the situation. The more you let a single belief define you, the less capable you are of adapting when life challenges you. The biggest barrier to positive change at any level, individual, team, society, is identity conflict. The tighter we cling to an identity, the harder it becomes to grow beyond it. Habits do not restrict freedom, they create it. In many cases, the more you try to fight a habit, the stronger it becomes. Behavior that is incongruent with the self will not last. Humans are herd animals. We want to fit in, to bond with others, and to earn the respect and approval of our peers. Each habit not only gets results, but also teaches you something far more important: to trust yourself. The purpose of every habit is to solve the problems you face. Familiarity breeds liking. The more time you spend around a particular habit, the more you'll grow to accept, like, and adopt it. There is nothing magical about time passing with regard to habit formation. It doesn't matter if it's been 21 days, or 30 days, or 300 days, or 300 days. What matters is the rate at which a behavior is performed. Repetition is a form of change. The best is the enemy of the good. Success is not a goal to reach or a finish line to cross. It is a system to improve, an endless process to refine. Change isn't easy, but it's simple. There is no finish line in the game of self-improvement. Positive change is a game of inches. The cue is about noticing the reward. The craving is about wanting the reward. The response is about obtaining the reward. We chase rewards because they serve two purposes. They satisfy us and they teach us. Dopamine is released not only when you experience pleasure, but also when you anticipate it. The more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it is to become habit-forming. Habit stacking works best when the cue for your habit is highly specific and immediately actionable. If you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. Habit formation is the process by which behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. As habits become automatic, the neural activity associated with the behavior decreases. Each repetition reinforces the neural pathways that form your habits. An important note on rewards: the more immediate the reward, the more it impacts your behavior. The process of building a habit can be divided into 4 simple steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. The human brain evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed rewards.